Hello there, everyone. Sam Leterna here with another episode of WrestleTea. Today, I'm joined by an ever-controversial figure in the world of independent wrestling, Charles Mason. How are you doing, Charles?
Oh, I'm doing good. Tonight, today out there, I took the breath away from who they call the best wrestler in North America, and Lee Moriarty. I felt the life leave his body as I pressed my shin up against his throat. Do you know what that feels like?
I've never experienced that, no.
No, I bet you haven't. Especially someone as poor as that man. Someone who's as poor as you are.
You're assuming I'm poor.
Oh, I know. I smell it on you. I can smell the poverty, the reek of filth that comes with you.
Okay. Is there a wrestler who would be worthy of meeting you in the ring based on richness?
Wealth is the word.
Wealth, okay.
I assume someone like you didn't have the proper education to understand how to properly speak. And right now, I don't see anybody out there who's equal to me as far as wealth, as far as financial status. The ones who people assume are either signed or only look wealthy by appearance.
Okay, well, you talk about wealth, but let's talk about wins. You just picked up a win against Lee Moriarty, but this past 2 weeks ago in Tampa, you picked up a loss through Daniel Garcia. So how do you equate, I guess, wealth with wins or poorness with losses? How do you justify losing based on that?
Daniel Garcia, Red Death. That's someone I consider one of the best in the world. And he's still poor.
Okay.
And wins and losses are not as important to me as causing suffering to people like him and people like you, people like Lee Moriarty. These people are craving contracts and titles, gold to put around their waist. I have an abundance of that. I have fine china that is worth more than anything those poor pieces of human scum have ever laid their hands on. So I'm not here for championships or contracts or victories. I'm here to feel them suffer. And I did that to Daniel Garcia. You watched that match back, I felt it on him. I heard it in his voice. He was suffering. And if it wasn't for John Alba and his Emmy Award interfering in my match, I probably would have taken the life of Daniel Garcia too.
Well, maybe this isn't the end of the story for you and Daniel Garcia at Limitless. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think so. Randy, whoever runs Limitless, whoever puts these matches together, you saw what we did out there. Book the match. Let me represent your company. Let someone of my status and my stature, my wealth, bring your company to greatness.
It would seem like someone of your caliber, your style in the ring, you purely want to inflict violence and suffering. Can you ever turn on and off those impulses? Do you control them? Do you not?
You know, for a while when I first started, I tried my best. But there's something in me that I can't deny no longer. Something that's feasting on these poor people out there. I can't control it anymore. I've already let loose. Every time I get in there, I get closer and closer to that abyss, that dark place I never thought I would get to. But it's been in me since I was a child. Since my father would take me down to the city, and people that you know, people like you, would beg us for change, for scraps. It was disgusting. And something started to build in me. And those people should not exist in this world. And those people are now here in this business trying to take that over, and I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, my question is if you think so lowly of the poor and you were referring to me, a humble interviewer, as the poor, why did you agree to this WrestleTea interview, Charles Mason?
Why did I agree to this? So that the people at home can hear me, can hear what I bring to the table so they can understand that every time their favorite little wrestler steps in the ring with me. See, this out here, this is the only legal way that I can come and cause suffering on lower class people.
That's concerning.
Not for me. It's pleasurable.
Okay.
It's intoxicating. It's everything I've ever wanted.
So this is what you do in the ring, but who's Charles Mason outside of the ring? I'm almost scared to know the answer.
What you see is what you get. This doesn't turn off, I told you that. I have staff in my home. I have people who clean for me, people who cook for me, people who shine and polish my vehicles. And as soon as they're done with those jobs, they come to me, and if they want to keep those jobs instead of being at the bottom, I cause suffering every single day.
So the suffering is also about control.
Absolutely.
As well.
100%.
When did you adopt this need for control? Was it as a child, as an adult?
This is how I was raised. I control everything around me. I always have, always will, because I am wealthy, and that's what money does. Money is the root of all evil, as am I.
Some other evil figures have existed in wrestling, right? And also outside of wrestling in the form of real-life serial killers. Are these people that you respect, admire, have a fixation with?
No, I don't respect those people. I don't respect those beings, because at the end of the day, they were still poor, and they were committing poor, senseless acts. And they got caught.
Are you saying that you've committed certain illicit acts that you have not been caught doing? Because I really want to know if what you're doing is a figment of your imagination or reality, in fact.
What do you think?
I don't want to say the wrong answer because you're not the guy I want to mess with.
I think once this camera's off, maybe I can show you if this is imagination or if this is reality.
I'm good. We'll stay friends for the purposes of this interview, right?
We're not.
I can't publish this if...
We're not friends, and we never will be.
Okay, well, if you kill me, this is on camera.
Never said I would.
Okay, we'll move on with the interview. I'm still going to be cautious. I'm going to try and take it to a lighter note right now, something maybe a bit comical for the fans. I noticed that, we're here at Polycult Party 3, and there's only one restroom available. It's a porta potty, and I noticed that as I was coming out, you were scoffing and kind of seeing, is this really where I, Charles Mason, have to go to the bathroom? Did you wind up using the porta potty?
Absolutely not. Do I look like you? Do I look like I would bring my body in some filth like that? Huh? You probably put your body on that seat, right? That disgusting seat that probably 40 people went in and out of. Urine all over the seat, right?
I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
I definitely
what I had to do
had to squat on it.
what I did was go over to that house over there and wrote a check for that gentleman in that building.
Oh.
And I used a proper facility. There's no way that I would use a porta potty like poor scum like you. That's disgusting.
Well, money does buy things, and you certainly know how to utilize your money as well as your in-ring prowess to get what you want. Now, in terms of how shall we phrase this? The thirst traps. Let's talk about the thirst traps. I know you have a lot of fans. You have some lady fans. You have a big, LGBTQ plus audience as well. So, do you have any nice things to say to your fans?
It's pretty simple. You can never have me. You can look, but you can't touch.
Okay, I like that. I respect that very, very much, Charles. So what's next for Charles Mason? What are your immediate goals aside from, abolishing the poor from the planet?
Yeah, my long-term goal is to eradicate the poor. I've made that quite known. But immediate, short-term, in the near future, I made Lee Moriarty submit tonight.
You did.
I think that I know that I am the most dangerous wrestler in North America. So I'm coming for that independent wrestling championship.
Okay, so you're putting Lee Moriarty and Limitless Wrestling champion Daniel Garcia on notice, which makes it pretty clear to me that you want to be at the top of the food chain on the independent wrestling scene. Am I correct?
That is 100% correct. The first smart thing you've said this entire interview.
Thank you. Well, if you could leave your fans with anything, as we are in this dark, scary, cold room, what would you like to leave them with?
That I am the root of all evil, and I am going to cause suffering to every single poor piece of garbage out there. And the pleasure will be all mine.
That was a very somber note to end on. Charles Mason has thankfully exited the attic I'm in. I'm hoping he's not waiting for me downstairs to do some trickery. But regardless, I always have to plug my interviewees. In the bio, all the links for Charles Mason's social media, as well as any merch that's available. Please follow him, but be careful when you do so. Thank you for watching WrestleTea.